let yourself take a break. This time of year, especially Christmas time, and this is something I've been doing. Let yourself do it. Let yourself have a break. And so it's tough. I've been trying to live this over my Christmas break, or at least trying to. It's not always easy, as I said. It's tough to find the unwinding time to actually let yourself have a break. Okay? The post-Christmas, the pre-school being back, the pre-work being back, the New Year's pressure to be on again. This all adds up into kind of a extravaganza, you could say. And it poses a problem. Where can I find the time to actually truly unwind, to actually truly take a break? Okay, and that's a good question, actually. And you can find the little moments maybe, but they can be few and far between. But so that's the point of taking the most of the moments, like make the most of the time you have, right? So end of a break and it's start of another cycle. The end of Christmas signals the start of January, of course, or February, or whatever it may be. It starts another cycle. So we're out of the break, we're into the cycle of school again, we're into the cycle of work again. We're back into it. And we don't want to be maybe, or we do. Doesn't matter, we are. And how can we make that pain-free? It's a good question to ponder. Because it's tough, and I keep saying it's tough, but that's because it is. It's not always going to be easy. Going to work, going to school, it's gonna take work, it's gonna be draining. But how can you find the moments that maybe you had over, I've had over this Christmas break, and have them within, even when school is here? That's what I would like to have happen. I've been busy, tired, and doing a lot of reflecting, like this right here. But still, I do this. I almost didn't record this episode, but not because I didn't want to, I don't care, but because I feel like I needed a rest. But I did record this episode, and I am, because it feels like it matters to me. And well, it does, I feel like. That way of thinking can be dangerous, though. If I'm not careful, then, all right, well, this matters, everything matters. Well, then I never have a break. That's where you have to draw a line, almost like a boundary, as to what matters and what doesn't matter. And that's a whole different topic, but take the rest. Maybe it's, even if you think something does matter, you can have a break. But sometimes you have to push through where you may want to rest. Because it kind of goes back to the whole idea of carrying your cross in the Catholic way. And that way doesn't really give you a break. That's a whole lifelong journey that is meant to be called with suffering, I feel like. But it's kind of a lifelong thing. And not in one certain area, but in all the areas of your life, arenas and hobbies, interests, or whatever. So there's a whole thing of burnout versus rest is also pushing through everything versus knowing when to pause. That's another thought to think about. Do you have to push through, or is it time to rest? Is it time to pause? And the guilt of resting. There's a guilt there. It reminds me of my stress fracture injury. I had to stop. Rest wasn't optional then. I had gotten to the breaking point, quite literally, where the bone didn't break, but I had to rest. Otherwise, the bone would have broken. You could break. You could, not in terms of bones, but in terms of your life. Where you need a break, you take it now before you break. Not literally, but figuratively. And I didn't actually miss anything important. The fear of missing out and falling behind is definitely FOMO in my life. I have that feeling a lot. It comes up here again. But truly, what would I really miss out? Would I really miss anything more important than my health and rest? Because it most importantly is my health and rest, right? Shouldn't it be? For you and for me? So why do we think that other things come first? It's a good thing to think about. And this is a nice little, I like this. I like reflecting on this kind of in a true way. Just with silence, with true reflection. This is cool because it's actually important. And it's something that I need to work on as we enter into a new year, these reflections and these goals and all this as well. Or resolutions people do. Whatever, but this can be a resolution for yourself and for me. To actually find more time amid the busyness, amid the stress, amid the anxiety, amid the distractions, amid the obligations, amid everything that's going on. Because it's a busy, it's a chaotic, and it's a world that has a lot going on, a lot of pressures and forces acting upon you. Social media, job, school, even the weather, and every little thing, and even being tired, having guilt, being sick. I was sick a week ago, and that made me want to, and I actually still recorded the Christmas special episode. But so that's the thing. We're like, should I have rested there? It's a question to think about as well. When should you rest? Where's that line? That's the question that's hard to actually figure out. Where's the line to where I should rest now, or I can push through now, or I can go to bed earlier today because I'm tired? It's really good to ponder. It's a good thing to think about as we enter the new year. It's a good thing, again, to reflect on. Because what more is there than our health and our, the jobs and all this? Yes, they are something, but it feels almost not human, almost in a way. We've become almost not human. We've become serving something else, which, I don't know. Just some good thoughts to think about. I don't even know. Serve God, it's a different thing, but serve your job over getting enough sleep? Have I done that too before? I don't know. Or yes, I do know. It's a good thing to think about. Again, I like this. And I really like this. This is a cool little video to do. And kind of trying to keep it a little bit more laid back this week because that's kind of what I wanted to do. And it's trying to add a little bit different of a topic here. So sometimes the most productive thing you can do is to stop. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I tried to record an episode on the spotlight effect, which hopefully is going to come soon, right now, it would not be good because I'm tired. It would not be good because I don't have all the information for it yet. So I stopped, and I didn't do that, and I pivoted, and this is the topic of the episode. I'm talking about a lot about my show. This is just the example. Or going for a run. Say I want to go for a run and run a 5K. All right, maybe the best thing to do to stop if I got the stress fracture, right? It goes back to that. So it's a good thing to think about in your life amid all the things acting upon you. Find time to actually rest. Find time to let yourself unwind. Even if it is Christmas break or not. In the year, on vacation, on a holiday, whenever it may be. Let yourself take a break and don't feel the guilt. And if you do feel the guilt, have grace and compassion with yourself and understand that you're not going to miss out on much because it'll be right there waiting for you when you get back to work. Hopefully, don't overthink it, really. I guess that's the main message. Just rest, be calm, be still, and pray about it as well. Also, talk to God about the challenges. That's the thing that I need to do more of, right? I can talk about it, I can think about it all I want, but bring it to the Lord, right? And so again, we talk about this. It's enough talking, and let's do it. So I'm going to go rest, and I'm going to take a break myself.